is 38 hours, but in ESPO nowadays we don't have 45-minute lessons as we used to have. We have 75-minute lessons. So in each subject the student has chosen for one period, they meet 3 times a week. Okay, as you saw in the picture, so the number of courses varies depending on the subject. And before the students can leave the school with a certificate, they have to have 75 courses minimum. Okay? School year is divided into 5 terms, which last 7 weeks approximately. And the last week is always a test week, so they only have the test, the 3-hour test in the morning, and then they meet the teacher or the following day's test, so it's last-minute preparation for the test. Okay, here you can see that in our school they have to buy their books. And at the end of their studies they take that matriculation examination, which can be compared to A-levels in Britain or baccalaureate in France. So this is here to try to show you how it goes. During the 2 first years they have 5 terms, and normally last year they had 3 terms, and here they have the matriculation examinations, which is now, as I said, and they graduate here. But because this is a flexible system, you can lengthen your studies. If you have a very demanding hobby, for instance, it's understandable, and if you have some problems with your studies, that's another reason. They can continue and use 4 years to that. Actually, the matriculation exam is organized twice a year, in the springtime and then in the autumn. So students can, they don't have to take all the matriculation exam tests during the same session. They can divide it. For instance, very many students take here already English, because they feel confident in that. And the rest of the tests here, somebody may even leave something in the 4th year, and so on. And this is the normal term, so 6 week studies, and then the 7th is the test week. Okay? So this system is called non-graded, and to my mind, this is a silly expression. It doesn't refer to grades, whether it's good or excellent or whatever. It means that they don't follow at the same pace first year students, second year students, and so on. They can choose their own pace to some extent. 3 years, 3.5 or 4 years. Okay, and they have, I create a course table where you have all the courses, and they pick what they need and want, so they create them themselves within certain limits, of course. But anyway, they have a sensation that they really can have their say in their timetable, and that is true. Of course, it gives them a lot of freedom, but also responsibility, and we think it's very good, because when they move to universities, they are prepared for that, taking care of their own studies and programs. Okay? Okay, and here I have listed some subjects they have, but that's not important, I think you saw it already. Now that we get new students in June, the results come in the mid-June, who is accepted here. So we have a few questions they have to answer right away, whether they want to study basic or advanced mathematics, because that affects our program, of course, and which languages they study, and whether they want to study only one course of physics and or psychology, for instance, or a lot more. But what is important, if they say that they want to have only one course of physics, they can change their minds, because this is really flexible. They can change their choices during their studies. Of course, they have never studied psychology before. They don't know anything about it. So if they happen to like it a lot, so of course they choose more courses of it. Well, I have tried to create the classes, we can't call them classes, but basic groups, so that the students would have something in common. For instance, one group is where they all have advanced mathematics, no other languages. Or I have another group with drama studies, and so on. And this is the normal pace. We suggest that they should have about 30 courses during the first and second years. So for the last year, they only had 15. So there's a little bit of flexibility. They have time to patch things up if they have missed something. Okay. So they start making their plans at the very beginning of their studies, together with the student councillors. But as I said, they can modify their choices and plans during the studies when they learn more and understand what is suitable and interesting for them. Of course, in every subject we have subject teachers specialized in that particular subject, but we then have homeroom teachers. So always one teacher is known to take care of the group. So they follow their studies, if they succeed well, or if they miss something, or if they drop out from courses. So they are taken care of, I would say. Of course, they have to go to school. They can't skip classes. Otherwise, if they do that, out you go. And you take that course some other time when you are ready. So we have a rule that if you have been away from the course 3 times without proper explanations, you're out. Okay. Our school then, something about this school. This is very small compared to your schools, of course. Next year about 400 students, and 22 full-time teachers. Well, then we have some others who teach also in the lower secondary school. And I think the city of Espoo has worked well, because in all the upper secondary schools in this city, classrooms are well equipped. Well, this is a special classroom, language laboratory, but in all the other classrooms we have projectors, document cameras, computer. In language classrooms we have, of course, tape recorders or CD players, or like, and so on. So we are well equipped, I have to say. And smart boards. This is not a smart board, but in other classrooms we have. And special classrooms for these subjects, of course. Well, this building, or this school was started in the 60s, 63 actually, and about 10 years ago we had a renovation project here, and here we are. This is in rather a good shape, but of course, if they build a new school, they or they make different solutions because the school has changed a little bit, but we couldn't build anything new, so just renovated the old classrooms and everything here. So as I said, we have this drama and media studies line. Every year we take 25 students to study there, and they have wonderful productions, and so they make short films and all sorts of things. And this is our language program. In some of the schools it's slightly different. In some schools they teach Italian or Russian, but it depends. And then we have this science course, which is not a normal course at all. We want our students to have a peek in the future, to see what it would be like to study, for instance, in a university. So we have a kind of science course where they can collect all sorts of visits to various departments of the universities, or they can take some practical courses in the university, and so on. We teach them scientific writing and things like that. And when they have collected enough events like that, they get one science course. Aalto University, which is a technical university of Helsinki, is very close here, 2 kilometers only. So there they have attended some physics courses. One of our teachers has been there working, and biology as well. So interaction with the university close here. And this is Biomedicum is in Helsinki, the university hospital, or near the university hospital, where they study medicine. So they can visit their laboratories and so on. The idea is to get them more motivation to see what it would be like really to study over there. This was my presentation, and now I would like to answer whatever you like to know.
Thank you very much. Wait a second, please.
의원님, 지금 이거 후에 창원 수업 저희 있거든요.
네?
창원 수업 있는데 일단은 교장 선생님하고 제가 이틀 브리핑 하고 퀘스천하고 창원 수업 가고 싶어요.
네.
그러면 우리가 이제 인터뷰하는 걸로 했으면